Am I looking nice in it?
Yeah.
Alright, squad. Alright, squad, welcome back to another video of our talk. And in today's video, we want to basically get advice on getting started with programming specifically. Not just programming, but that's the main concept over here. And today I've got Dome over here. He's already into the field and we want to get a lot of advice from him, how he thinks one can get started and all of that. So let's just get on with it. Dome, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
So guys, you know how we do it. The first question is just the usual. He has to tell us about himself, we have to know about him, what he does, and the kind of things that he wants to share, Nothing special, just no tension, wow. So yes, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Dome John Calvin Tete, and then as he has said, I'm into web development. Yeah, I'm still learning, I'm into web development, and then I just want to be a polyglot, like a polyglot programmer. So that's all what I'm learning to be.
What do you mean by polyglot?
Talking about polyglot programmer is learning almost all the languages. So to be good at all languages.
So you want to be able to do everything?
Yeah, I want to be able to do everything. As you know, I'm curious. If I see something that's nice, I touch it.
Aren't you afraid of being a jack of all trades and master of none?
I've always been thinking of that.
Relax. You know that your voice will actually come inside your eyes.
What's wrong with that?
Should I keep it there?
Yeah, why not?
Right. So that's the question. You read what KD has asked, so you can just answer it. Aren't you afraid of being jack of all trades and master of none?
I've been thinking of that, but I think I've come to realize that it's me. Like I'm just passionately curious. I'm just curious. So anything, when I just get hold of the language, and then I feel like
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just have to learn something. Not like deep. There are some of them I take it very deep, but there are some of them I don't take it deep because I don't feel like taking it deep.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, so let's get on with the actual matter of the day. So we are talking about programming, right? But we have to actually understand programming. So what do you think? What is programming based on your perspective?
Okay, programming is, in my perspective, like programming is all about writing code to solve a problem. So yes, we are solving a problem. So making the computer or making machines solve a problem, instructing them to solve a problem is what I would define as programming. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we want to get started with programming, right? That's the whole point of us here. We want you to help us get started with programming. But I think most people will actually want to get started with programming, with the idea that at the end they'll be able to get a job from it and be able to make money or something for it. So do you think that it is worth it as a job, or do you think that learning programming is worth it? Will it bring back money? Will it bring me happiness and all of that? Like, will I be happy?
Oh, with programming, yes. The answer is yes. Whatever you want programming to do for you, yes. So if there's happiness, you are getting it. If there's money, you are getting it. So what you want to make out of programming is what you do. But I would advise that you don't if you are looking at it giving you a price like money and then you are learning it, like you have some kind of pressure learning it. You get it? So you first take everything slow. You first don't look at it. The money is going to bring you. If that's what you don't take as a career, you're going to get the money. So for that one, relax. You have to chill.
Relax.
Just chill. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's come back to getting started. So I understand that programming has to do with programming language, right? What language would you recommend someone to start with, and why?
Yeah, this question is sometimes difficult for me to answer because when there are some kind of languages when you recommend to people, they start and then they don't know where they are heading to. And then for me, I think before you start programming, at least you should have an idea where you are heading to. So if it is machine learning that's the goal, then I know what to recommend for you. But when it just comes to me that I want to start programming,
It's
very difficult. So
okay.
Normally what I just tell you to just start HTML, CSS, and then if I see that you are not liking, like you are not following, and there's like web development is not a thing, then I know where to pass. Yeah, then I ask you a few questions and we follow up.
Okay, then if that's the case, are there some things that you can give us, like if I want to do this is the language I have to do, like just some of the fields and the languages that are popular, just give it to us.
Okay, so if it is web development, you start with HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript. So HTML first, then you move to CSS for your styling, then JavaScript for your animations, and then your interactions with the user. Yes, and you take machine learning or data science, JavaScript can do the job for you, Python can do the job for you, and data science, R2 with analytics. So R2 can help to over there.
Embedded systems.
Embedded systems, you can use the low-level languages that will help you. So C Sharp, C, Java.
Python,
MicroPython. That want to say something that's there.
Yep.
Is that a low-level language?
Java. Not really.
No, it's high level.
It's
High
high
level
level.
language would be assembly.
Yes.
So you can use assembly for embedded systems.
Okay, so yeah, we are all in
Yeah, so you mean programming is the means to an end and not the end?
Programming is the means to an end, not the
Not
end.
the end.
Hey, and those of you wondering which are the back talk, it's KD, the actual KD. Okay, so Dome, how do you think we should learn? Like, would you recommend videos, books, or maybe just tutorials, or just Googling or anything? How do you think someone should get started? I don't know, like some way of learning programming.
Learning, okay. We all have ways of learning. Most people, when you watch YouTube videos, you Google or you search for how to start programming. The advice that you watch videos, so you watch thousands of videos. Yeah. So some would like to watch the videos and then get started. But for me, over the years, that doesn't work for me. It really doesn't work for me. So what I do is, when I take the language, I just go look for a crash course, like 40 minutes to 1 hour, like 30 minutes to 1 hour, and you just brush through them.
That's for the smart people.
Yes.
No.
So yeah,
It's not. But I don't do that. Like sitting down to watch,
Okay.
like plenty.
You don't like it?
I think that's because like you get the whole idea of programming as a whole, and then you're just learning syntax.
Yeah. So I think that should be the first thing to aim for. You should first get the whole idea of programming. If you get that, it will be very easy for you to learn.
If
To
you
shift to language.
If you start with the assembly languages, it's very good. It gives you the foundation of programming. So when you pick the Python and all those things, you see that they are built on this kind of stuff. Yeah.
So it becomes easier.
Yeah. So you
Just learn
C++,
with C++.
just use C++, and then just learn the basics. Not to go deep, just learn the basics, their syntax, understand how it's like, what is moving, like going on. If you're printing, why is it printing? Why is it not printing? Why is it error like occurring? Yeah. And then when you take something like Python, that's where you know that Python is easy. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Okay, so there is this thing that I wanted to ask you. You see, I am one person who believes that you don't really need a computer to start programming. You can start even if you have a phone. What's your thoughts on that? Like, some people contact me and they tell me that they don't have a computer and they want to start programming. I'm like, what would you advise to them?
Yeah, I'm with you. You can start with the mobile phone, because I was starting with the mobile phone.
You also started with mobile phone.
Yeah, I had my laptop. I think last year. I had my laptop last year. Yeah. But when was Corona?
2020, so last 2 years.
2020. So that was December that year with the Corona. December. Also, I had a laptop. So you can imagine, I was just googling on my phone and then reading some stuff, watching videos, and then download. I've forgotten the there was some app. Download some Python, PyDroid, yeah, and then there's one for C to C++ to C++ Droid or something like that. Yeah, I use those ones. So you could use a mobile phone, but I wasn't enjoying the mobile phone too. Yes, you can start with that one. It's not bad.
Start is a keyword.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right. Speaking of computers, which OS would you recommend? Like Windows, Linux, Mac OS. I mean, for beginners, which one would you recommend? Like
For beginners.
Yeah.
For beginners.
Not your preference, like
for beginners, I'll relax with like Windows. You can also go with Linux. But with Linux, then the Linux community will just give you Ubuntu to start with. Yeah. So
Okay,
if it's a beginner, Windows will be very good as a beginner.
But why is that most of the tutorials I see on YouTube, most of the people who are doing the tutorials use Mac OS instead of Windows? I don't know. Is it that Mac OS is way better when it comes to programming?
Okay, the reason for their preference is because of their preference. Yeah. Some originally just like Mac, but using the Unix system for programming it's cool. I don't even know why, but it's cool.
You just kind of feel like
you just feel free, and then you see as you are doing it, you have your, even though Windows you can use the terminal, but for that the Unix system, like the terminal is.
Okay. So let's think about this. So after we have finished, studying the basics of whichever language that we have chosen based on our preferences, what do you think we should do? Like, you see, sometimes you finish learning the basics and then you feel like you are done. I don't know. What should you do after then? Like, after you're done with the basics? For example, Python. If I'm done studying, maybe what makes up the whole Python? What should I do after that time?
You solve a real life problems with what you've learned. So if it is functions you've learned, you try to just set up a game, a simple game. Maybe the game will just ask you, hey, where are you going? Moving to the left. So you call something and then you call a function and all those things. So you try to just put some real life problems into the programming. You get to master the basics that you've learned. Then after that, you start working on projects. Very good.
Projects.
Yeah. Okay, that's my way, and I think this will help, because for me, after taking the crash course, I just move straight to build like a project. So I just take a project and then build them. Boom.
And then everything just starts coming together.
Yeah.
Projects big.
And then another thing I would advise beginners is also that you shouldn't be shy asking questions. Like, you have to get people who are already into the field. Then don't be shy. Anything. For me, even if I don't know, if I forget how to print hello world, I'll just call you that. How should I print hello world? Don't be shy. It's normal. You forget, you don't know something. Yes. Just everybody, see, the programmers are ready to teach. So don't be shy.
Okay, we will not be shy. We will always make sure that we ask questions. Yes, KD, what do you have to say?
I want to clean the camera.
He wants to clean camera.
You should come inside.
I'll leave it to this one. Okay, are there like some special skills that you think every programmer should have, every developer should have?
Yeah, you have to be consistent and persistent. Like, you have to be consistent.
Consistency and persistence.
Yeah, if you stop for a day, it looks like you've lost the world. You are dead.
Said if you stop for a day, so it means every single day I should make sure I program. Is that what you're saying?
Like every single day, at least just 30 minutes, or even go through the old code you've written. Like, just go through the old code you've written and try to understand your own code. And even if you can't program, just look through. That will help.
Okay, one last thing. See, right now you've kind of gone through the basics, you've actually learned the thing yourself. Is there something that you wish you knew when you started, programming? Is there something that you wish you knew the time that you started programming?
Something I wish I knew.
Nah, so it means you went on the right way, basically. Everything just went straight forward for you.
No.
Maybe something that you would have done better,
Something?
if you were to go back into time.
I should do something for me.
Okay.
What would you have done better? What do you wish you had known before you started?
Before I started programming?
Yeah. Like, you see, maybe you did something a certain way, and then right now you know something, and then you wish that you hadn't done it that way when you started.
I think because of my behavior, like the curiosity.
You think everything went well?
Even though like it got a time, I just, there was a difficulty in choosing like what actually I wanted to do. But at least now I have a path. Like I have a path I'm following. Yeah.
But currently, I think I'm done with my questions. But before we move to the fun part, I have some 5 questions where I'll ask you something fun. By the way, KD, do you have anything to ask me?
No.
You don't have anything to ask.
I
So,
think
in my next level, I'm basically going to ask you to make a choice between things, and then it's just supposed to be fun, not necessarily any fun. Listen, yes.
That's
no,
actually
no, wait,
easy.
I have a question.
You have a question? Okay, let's do.
Like you like the whole jack of all trades thing. Like you want to know everything.
Yeah.
So why is it that right now you're narrowing to web dev?
Even though the web dev is broad, like even though I'm into web dev, but the kind of stack I'm also learning right now is also a lot.
Okay, so you're still on narrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think you ever get to the point where you focus on one?
The plans I have, it does not happen now.
Okay.
Because after the web, I want to jump to something else, and after that something else, I'll jump to something else. Then maybe, who knows, maybe at the age of 40, then maybe I stop something.
Not to go as well at 40.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you. First question: Linux, Windows, or Mac OS?
Linux.
Linux. Why? Okay, I'm not supposed to ask you why, but
No
this is
why.
like beside the point. Okay, no
No
why.
action questions.
We are only asking questions. No why. Just supposed
No
to
why.
answer it. Okay.
No, I just
VS Code or Sublime?
VS Code.
Coding with music or not?
Oh my god. Who does that? No music.
No music.
Oh, who does that?
Am I, when you go to Twitter and everybody's like, I'm listening to music before coding, I'm doing this before coding.
I'm
Like,
doing it like, it won't be exciting. Oh,
really?
put the earpiece on. Oh my
Okay.
god. With the music.
Okay.
so you have to. I say music. Yes, music is
Yeah,
good.
it takes into the spirit.
But okay, I'm one person who doesn't like usually listen to music. But
You should try it.
I should try it.
Yeah, I'll give you a playlist.
Okay,
I'll give you a
okay.
playlist. Yeah.
Coding with low-fi beats and sounds.
Lofi.
Yeah.
Lo-fi, my bad.
Movies or gaming? For entertainment.
Yeah.
I'll be in the middle.
You're in the middle. Oh yeah, no, you have to choose one. Like this one, you have to choose one. Movies or gaming?
Okay, gaming.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Hey, you basically you're choosing. You're middle of
Does
movies.
size matter?
Not in my video.
Does size matter?
Yeah,
no,
size
no
matters.
context.
No
Size
context.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I just remember the question that I want to ask. So the question is gone actually.
We thank God.
Say we thank God. Oh. Actually, the question is gone. The question came as a flash, then it vanished.
I actually have a question.
Alright.
Do you regret choosing computer engineering? Would you have
Right.
chosen computer science over computer engineering because of where you want to go right now?
Anyways, I wouldn't have chosen anything competing if I had known, yeah,
What would you have chosen?
something else. I don't know that.
Let's computing.
I'm not competing, but I've come to find out that you can make a living in competing without
Necessarily like learning
yeah.
computer.
And then now online courses are available. You can just buy, get the certificates.
No, but that applies for those things that you would have done here. Like right now, maybe you would have done medicine. I'm just assuming. You can take medicine courses online. You don't need to go to school to be a.
I think he's trying to say that it's much easier to do the computing stuff online than to like do
because
medicine
you
online.
see,
Okay, true.
then you see with IT you can do other things, and then so with doing medicine and then doing the computing you are done. You have two things. You have like medical doctor, a programmer. But now I'm a computer engineer, I'm a programmer.
I think this is the curiosity talking. You see, if he was doing like something like medicine, then he will focus on medicine and also be able to do other things.
I
Like,
think you just don't like being caged in a box.
yeah.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. Now I remember my question. Very simple. See, there is this thing about tech people and developers and the rest. They basically spend almost their whole day coding, or like behind screens. They are like nerds. They don't go out and socialize. They don't like have fun and all of that. What's your thoughts on all of this? Like, how do you think we should handle this?
I'm one of them.
Yeah, one of them. Okay, so you think it's a good thing to don't go out and have fun and basically just stick with your piece?
Since childhood I don't go out, so it's a thing. It's a thing, and then when I started programming, so just
Because basically developed it. Okay.
But when you spend more, the thing is you have to spend more time with your programming, and then sometimes it's not our fault. You understand? It's not our fault. Sometimes the errors you meet.
You're going to fix them.
There's the errors you meet. You're curious, like understand why. Like yesterday I used this function and then today that function is not working. No.
All right. I think that those are all the questions I have for you today, and I thank you for coming here. Viewers, and when I say viewers, I just remembered Professor Kaufman right now. Viewers. Okay. Yes. So viewers, thank you guys for watching this.
John, fun facts.
Fun fact.
Okay, it's okay.
Fun fact. What did I say? Don't say it. Don't say it. So. Alright, so John, I thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
So guys, he said you should contact people. Don't be shy. So you can even DM him and ask him a lot of questions. I'll leave his Twitter handle in the description. And then if you have any questions, problems, anything about today, just leave that in the comment section. Or you can, go straight to him and DM him. All of that will be, taken care of. Anything else? Not anything to tell us before we get off this line.
Take programming serious.
Take programming serious.
Yeah.
It's very important.
I think I'll refine what he's saying and say anything you decide to do, stick to it for as long as possible.
Stop everything and program.
Alright guys, I thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Leave a like behind, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll talk. What's up? Say what's up.
What's up?